this claim was totally inaccurate. Contraceptives are not going to cause PCOS. And you mentioned sex hormone binding globulin, which kind of ties in with our next point here, PCOS. So this claim was totally inaccurate. Contraceptives are not going to cause PCOS. In fact, contraceptives actually do a very good job of masking PCOS.
Masking the symptoms.
Yeah. So you have a 16-year-old who is having painful menstrual cycles. They get some acne. They're having abnormal cycles. They get put on a birth control pill. 10 years later, they come off of that because they want to conceive. And, I was on that pill for 10 years. It must have given me PCOS because that acne and abnormal menstrual cycles come back because they were just being masked by the oral contraceptive.
Yeah, we see this all the time. I've had so many patients come in, even 12 years old, 13 years old. Hey, I'm here for my birth control pill. I've noticed X and X symptom. And all of my older sisters had to have the same pill when they turned 12 or 13. And you get labs, and often they have just a bit, and often it is significant where if you had just given this person an oral contraceptive, as they come off of it, they are extremely likely to have infertility. So address the root cause. That's true functional medicine for that. I guess you could see our dysfunctional medicine podcast.
Yeah, but the one unique thing about O-pill is that it is actually mildly androgenic. It won't mask PCOS symptoms, maybe in terms of the menstrual cycle, but in terms of acne, hair loss, hirsutism, abnormal hair growth, you're not going to see those things covered up. You may see them exacerbated potentially. That's a bit of a toss-up. There was one paper that was going to do a great job looking at this. They had initially looked at, they were going to compare the newer generation contraceptives, and they were going to look at levonorgestrel versus second and third generation, or levonorgestrel being a second generation compared to third generation rather. And they were going to look at metabolic differences and quality of life. And then the actual study came out, and I read that study, and they seemed to have axed the metabolic health outcomes and just reported on quality of life. So what they proved with this is that the newer third generation contraceptives, the progestinic components were not inferior to the existing treatment. But I would have really liked to see the head-to-head metabolic data, but for whatever reason that was in the plan but didn't make it to publication.
Yeah, I'd love to see body composition data as well. That'd be interesting. Of course, with less estrogenic signaling acutely, you would have less fluid retention potentially. But it would be interesting to see body composition data. There's obviously other mini pills there. I believe there's 4 mini pills, and there's been several others. And just like some of them have different rates of efficacy for preventing conception, which we'll talk about in the benefit section, they also have different downsides. So they could have chosen a less androgenic mini pill if they're targeting a PCOS audience. But I think it's good that they didn't, because it's good that it does not mask symptoms so that those individuals will seek out medical care.
Yeah, it's one of the, perhaps, I don't think it was intentional, but perhaps a serendipitous silver lining.
Oops, we picked the right one.
Acne, we talked about, not going to mask acne. So people are going to be still seeking care for acne more than likely.